Good morning, crafty peeps. All right, so today I have a couple things. One is, as I fiddle with stuff on my table, I've been doing a daily 5-minute challenge that they're hosting. Tiff Southern Gal Designs and Dee Dee Cantron and Kristen from Altered State Studio are hosting the Ugly Art Club, which is an Instagram account, and they are hosting what they're calling a 5-minute a day challenge to work on something for 5 minutes, and so, or create something in 5 minutes. You can do the same page every day for 5 minutes, or you can do different projects. And so I have, wow, look at that. I have been doing something in my journal. This is my mop-up journal from a Diligence journal. And it's literally a mop-up journal. So I have used it to, when I have extra paint on a stencil or anything, I just throw the paint in here. If I have it on my gel press, I'm just throwing the paint in the stencils and whatever and using them stamps, mopping them off in here. Now I kind of do that on my paper underneath my desk, underneath whatever I'm working on. But so now I have a book that's pretty full of different backgrounds. Sometimes I go in and I'll do some collage on it or whatever I'm feeling like doing. Honestly, a lot of my journals look like this. Not the black, but they'll look like these pages like this. I feel like it's a really good way to just throw paint and not think about it, get it page prepped, and you're already kind of good. So I've done a couple of different things in here. These are all kind of messy backgrounds. The idea is that you're just doing something, but I've kind of progressed. I went from adding some paint and some stenciling, and then a little more with some stamps, and then I really got into putting in some words, because what happens is I do tend to do a lot of backgrounds. I do a lot of background. I feel very comfortable doing smushy stuff and messy stuff, and I don't always focus on doing the actual focal point and finishing and worrying about composition and worrying about things like that. I don't worry about those things. So now I'm looking at a page that's already got a background on it, and I'm looking at what can I add to make it go to the next level, which is really where you get to think about your composition and your focal point and things like that. And so that's where I go in and I'm adding the stamps, and I'm only having 5 minutes to do this. So I added the stamps, I added the little words. These words came out of a pad of paper from Kaiser Craft. I love that one, but there's really two really good ones that I have: Scrapyard and Storybook. I think it's in Storybook or Scrapyard. I don't remember, but it was in one of these, and it's just paper. Here it is. This page has some really good phrases, and I love how they're kind of typed in different kind of text. You can just chop them up and add them to your page, and they make really good focal point phrases. So, okay, so after I did this page, I saw Nicole did a page that was black and white, and so I wanted to do black and white, so I did a page that was all black gesso, and I just stamped white with my art foamies, added some words, found a Tim Holtz stamp that looks like a ledger paper, and I found some white ink, which is almost dried out. I don't sell this. This is an old thing I bought. I think I bought it from Tuesday morning, and honestly, it was probably almost dried out when I bought it, but I haven't used it in years. So I found some white ink, and I stamped on there. And then the next one I did was, the background was already orange, had some stamp on it, and I decided to add some, I accidentally grabbed my bottle of gesso instead of gel medium. See, they look like, or matte medium, they look the same. I just grabbed the bottle. They look kind of the same from the side. And I threw it down on the paper and realized it was gesso, not matte medium. So I just collaged some things down on top. I put some gesso down. It made this nice kind of ethereal kind of white wash over the page, which was good because it was already kind of bright and it was kind of jarring to me. And so I just grabbed my towel and just went like that on it. And so then I just gel matte medium some stuff down, and I thought it looked pretty good. Went back over it a little bit with the gesso to kind of tone it down a little bit, and I thought it looked pretty nice. So because I enjoyed doing the black gesso, and I was thinking this morning when I was putting the gesso on there. So this morning I had a page. It was half bright pink, kind of like this, and half nothing. And so I said, I just want to do another page of gesso with white. So looking around, and I noticed that I have, I have some things. And I was like, how can you find time? Time is important, and time is something that I'm always struggling with, having enough time. And so what I thought I would do is I thought what I'm going to do is with this, I'm going to figure out how to make it look like it's part of the page, but I'm going to put some words on there about time, and I'm going to use my letter stamps, my Tim Holtz letter stamps. Which, I haven't ever opened, so we'll see how these are. And then we're going to write some words. Let's see how these work. Aha. Okay. So these you can do, just kind of take them off, I think. I was like, oh, you can get the background, but not really. Like, maybe. They're not kind of like the Dina Weekly kind. I'm going to write. I think I was going to say something like, you can always find pockets of time or something like that. Pockets of time, because this is a pocket. Stamp on some book paper. So I'm going to find my little stamp. The smaller one. So, oh, we have capitals. This is good. We have capitals and lowercase. That's good. And keep going. I'm spelling out pockets of time here to do this 5 minutes challenge. Oh, and you know what? Here's the trick for this archival ink. You have to heat set it because it can smear. But once you heat set it, it's good. Little papers, I'm going to write the ways that I can find 5 minutes of time just to do art. So I'm going to put my little messages in here of ways that I can find time. Ta-da. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to add to that as I go along. Cool. I'm gonna set this aside to dry.